Hello everyone, so this is vlog 2 for me on this AUB graphic design channel. First of all, thank you for those that have participated this week. It's been really helpful just to see how some of us are spending our time, planning our projects, etc. And for those that still want to get involved, honestly, feel free. It's not to be judged at all, it's just so it can be used to support people, to find out how we're all doing as a way of kind of keeping track on our projects, etc. So yeah, obviously feel free to do that if you want. For me, so last week I explained my projects. Obviously I'm doing menopause and I've set out to do a children's book for this week, so that one went quite nicely, so I'm going to put in some spreads on the screen. The only issue for that is I need to find a typeface that fits for the book. So if anyone knows of any typefaces that look quite nice in children's books, feel free to drop me a message and that'd be really helpful. I've realised so this week I've set out to try and do a part of the project for teenagers and how to communicate menopause to work colleagues and bosses. So I think for the work bosses and colleagues, I'm going to try and do if it works an infographic or something that could be put in the work environment. And then I think for teenagers I've had to think slightly differently. I just think a book won't work for them because of the attention spans. So I think for teenagers I'm gonna have to do an animation, even though it's out of my comfort zone a little bit, or an app or some sort of game that would educate them about menopause that's engaging still for them and catches their attention more than a book would do, really. So I think that's my plan for this next week, is to get the teenagers and bosses sections of the project complete. It has been an up and down week. I again have some days where I feel okay and other days where I'm just where am I actually going with this? So yeah, this week really I still am writing things in my diary just to try and keep me on track. So besides FMP, I did a little creative conscience thing, which was a webcam. So that was a little lecture about trying to stay positive and inspired. I don't know if I left it feeling positive and inspired, but it was something that it made me feel like I'd done something at least. As well as that, I completed my MASH brief, finally. The visuals I think could have been a bit better, but I'm happy that it's done and complete and pushed aside for now. I think really, so we've been given a week extension now as well, which is good. I think that's put my mind at ease a little bit, knowing that I can spend at least 2 weeks solid now on getting my final major project complete, and then have I think 3 weeks to kind of do the process book and all the evaluations and stuff for it. So I am a little bit happier about that. I think for me, a daunting thing is not being able to talk to tutors via Skype for another 10 days, I think. Just because I worry that whatever I show them at that time, I'm worried that it's not going to be up to their standard. But I also like to think that they'd be understanding and fair, because there's only so much really we can do from our rooms. So again, as I said last week, I think I just want to showcase as much skill as I can in what I'm comfortable doing for this final major, and obviously adapt it now to what I'm able to do at home. So I think as well as for this next week, I want to try and finish my D&AD project. So I just need to complete my video. I got so annoyed because I basically had started a video in Bournemouth and I'd lost half the footage when I tried to find it the other day. So I need to basically redo that, which is just long, but what else have I got to do? Besides that, I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet for this vlog. I've been staying in touch with people, so I've been talking to Eleanor, Darcy, Isabel, a few others, just so I can stay in touch, stay connected. And it's just, for me, it's quite nice to have a bit of distraction away from the news and the project at times, because I find that I spent 3 days earlier this week just doing work solid, and I didn't really give myself a break. So I think I need to find a balance that's healthy, so I'm not just doing work every day until hand in now, because it's just gonna drain the life out of me if I'm doing the work. And also today, for example, I just tried to sit at my desk and do work and I just wasn't feeling it at all. I've had some days like that this week where I'm just sat and I'm just waiting for something to happen, and when I'm in that mindset, there's just no way I will be able to work. So it's just easier for me to just step aside for an hour or two, do something else, come back to it a little bit later. I think, what else have I done this week? Again, it's just a bit repetitive really. So I've just been doing some dog walks, still trying to do the home workouts. Like, I think for me, staying focused has been like just listening to music really. So I tend to like listen to upbeat, like hip hop, R&B type stuff, to stay focused. I've tried listening to podcasts, but that's not really, I like them, but I think to stay focused it just doesn't work. I get more distracted from them really. I think besides that, like, it's just a case of just trying to get on with it really. I think it is tough, but again, like, we're all in this together, and I think one thing I'm trying to do is plan like things to look forward to, like when this passes, so then I have something like to kind of keep me going, because I'm still hopeful that I'm going to get some sort of celebration out. I'd love to be able to spend a couple more weeks in Bournemouth just to have that time to just digest and just like have it all end on a nice high, hopefully. But I think besides that, obviously I just hope everyone is still like staying good and healthy. Like, yeah, there's just nothing really else to say. I think obviously, as I said before, I think for next week I want to try and get more of the project moving and more of it rolling. It's quite nice this week. I've been trying to let my skin breathe a little bit, so I've not been wearing makeup or like doing my hair for like the past 5-6 days, so that in itself has been quite refreshing really. And I've also downloaded Disney Plus, so that's keeping me definitely busy. I watched the Lizzie McGuire film the other day. Oh my god, absolute classic. But yeah, I hope obviously everyone is doing okay. It's just, it is tough, but as I said, like, we just need to try our best, absolutely, and just all stay connected. So I switched the workspace up. I am no longer like in my room really. I took over my dad's office since he's not really in here, and the good thing about this room is there's not much Wi-Fi, so like I can sort of switch off if I need to like use Illustrator. Like, it's quite nice to just zone out and not get distracted by my phone, and it's quite like a room cut away from the rest of the house, so I've been able to just put all my stuff in here, and like even now, for example, I can hear my sisters in the background like arguing over Mario Kart, so I can just come in this room and just not have to listen to that and just kind of get on with it if I can. And I just found like my room, I'd rather that be like my relaxed space, and like so I can just come down here, and this is like where my work ethic is going to come back in. So if you're able to like have your own little space that's maybe not your room, if you find that your room is like not working out for you, then just try and claim an area that is yours. So it's quite nice that I can just come in down here, and this is where like I'm gonna zone out and just try and focus as best as I can.
Hi, I'm Rowena's sister, or I call her Nini, so call her Nini.
Nothing to say.
We're on a nice little walk with my dog. There she is. Liz. Lizzie.
Quick, move aside.
Quick, move aside, self-distancing.